What's up, guys? Back again with another video for you guys. Today we're going to be breaking down chapter 4 of my brand new book, The Simplicity and Complexity of Life. I am the author of this book right here, Benicio McLaughlin, and today we're going to be breaking down chapter 4. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So chapter 4 is titled, There Cannot Be Creation Without Destruction. For there to be new life, new creation, new art, things must die, get destroyed, and fall. But we as people should be able to honor, respect, and utilize what came before us. So I think that's something very important. Obviously, everything we have in this world came from somewhere. Us humans, the art we take, everything, fabrics, furniture, clothing, everything we have today came from animals, nature to some extent. And we should all try and live in harmony with that and within one another by respecting the things that had to fall before us or that had to get destroyed so we can have, furniture or nice clothing or things of that nature. It's been said there are no new ideas, and that all new ideas are simply all just reinventing or improving upon already existing ideas. So what I kind of mean by that is everything we have or we come up with or these ideas that are thought up have already existed in some way, shape, or form, or a lot of people that are creatives, when we think or we get into a flow state, it's described as pulling ideas almost out of thin air, that these ideas exist in this higher realm, but you are simply just the one that is channeling it and making it into reality. All ideas to an extent are already based off of other things. So like even this video, I have this video, plenty of people have done videos talking about books or just talking in general, but that idea to make those videos stems off the idea of YouTube. The idea of YouTube stems off the idea of the internet, and goes so linear backwards that everything stems from another pre-existing idea. And that when we create new things, we are simply just taking old ideas and mixing them together with somewhat new ideas and calling them our own. And then I go in to talk about how we take and modify everything. We kill animals, we pick and eat fruit and vegetables, and we take plants and rocks and bugs and we crush them up to make art, and how everything we have today we've had to make some type of sacrifice for. So to, survive and have nourishment, we have had to kill animals and pick fruit and cut down trees and all this stuff that takes away from nature, but it's so we can keep ourselves, fed and healthy. Everything we take has an equal sacrifice that has to be made. Or to make art, we have to crush up bugs and rocks and crush them into powder so we can make paintings. To write books, we have to use ink. That obviously has to be made. So everything we do or we create in the physical sense has to come with a physical thing you are giving up or destroying or modifying. The things we create and destroy have many outcomes and effects on the world around us. That is why it's important to think about how much we take and what we are leaving. I think this is a very prevalent quote by myself, especially in the modern day world we're living in. I feel like not enough people are thinking about what their impact is in the world, even though later on in this chapter I talk about how we all individually are insignificant, but that does not mean we still do not impact the world as a greater whole. Everything from the amount of time we spend driving to what we might say to a stranger on the street or what we decide to go do with our day all has a impact to some extent, and can all affect things from the climate to what people think about us to making someone's day positive or negative. So we really, I feel like, as individuals, have to think more about what we say and what we do with our time, and to really see how it might impact ourselves, not only, but also others. Because I don't feel like enough of us do, especially in the modern day age of technology. There's so many people leaving mean posts online or just spreading negativity or just blatant outright hate, because they think, oh, well, I'm behind a screen. Well, that still impacts people, that can still impact the world and events and stir up controversy, which is not a great thing at all. So definitely we should be more wary of what we do and the comments that we make. And there's a story in here. In this book, The Simplicity and Complexity of Life, I use 3 different stories throughout this book to help further explain the points I'm trying to make in here. And this is the first story I used in this book, in chapter 4 here. It's a story that I actually got told when I was a little kid on a field trip to a Native American reservation. And it always stuck with me as a good way to think about how much we take and how we receive things. So, the story is The Mighty Buffalo. There was a Native American that one day went to the mighty buffalo and told him he was cold. The mighty buffalo said, "Take my fur to keep you warm, as long as you respect and honor me." The next day, the Native American returns and tells the mighty buffalo that he is thirsty. The mighty buffalo responds, "Take my bladder, so you can go fetch water at the river, as long as you respect and honor me." The next day, the Native American returns and tells the mighty buffalo he is hungry. The mighty buffalo responds, "Take my flesh to give yourself sustenance and nourishment, as long as you respect and honor me." And so on and so forth. The Native American continues to return to the mighty buffalo until there is nothing left. And every day the mighty buffalo asks for nothing but respect and honor from the Native American. And even after the mighty buffalo is completely gone, the Native American still pays respect and honor to the mighty buffalo for his great sacrifice. This is how I think we should take, or how we should look at everything we take. We should be respectful and honor, all the people that had to sacrifice so we can have the nice world we live in. I know, especially in the news today, it's a lot of negativity and sadness, and we see a lot of war and separation and divide. But we should be able to, we should be able to look at how far we've come and all the people that have sacrificed and all the animals and trees and how we've changed the world, and be able to honor and respect that, and look at how great we really have it right now, especially in America and also in other parts of the world. But obviously I know we're struggling, everyone's struggling in the world, and that's how it's always been, and it always will be to an extent. That's part of the human experience. But we should definitely pay respect and honor to, everything that's came before us, so we can have the beautiful world and art that we have today. We should be able to learn from the past as well. We as humans have made many mistakes throughout time and will continue to. It is human nature to do so, but we should strive and learn from the past and not fall into the same undoings. And this is a big one, kind of like I was just talking about, how We should be able to look at the past and learn from the past. So obviously, we live in a great world today. Well, I wouldn't say great. I'd say we live in a very good world and better than a lot of things where we constantly are making improvements. We are constantly making improvements to the world, socially and technologically. And that's something obviously we should respect and honor all the people that have came before us so we can have these things and all the things they've had to sacrifice so we can have these advancements in society. But we should also be able to look at the downfalls and undoings of the past, things that have separated us or negatively impacted us all as humans, not just in America, but as the world as a whole. Things like the Nazi movement in Germany, things like the westward expansion here in America, pushing Native Americans out from their home and their land. And sadly, I don't think we quite are, because we still see these atrocities going on today in the modern day world with things such as, ICE coming in and pushing all these people out and pushing them back into Mexico, or profiling people that are US citizens just because of their skin color, and other atrocities happening in other parts of the world that are similar. So we should be able to look at the past and learn from it, even though sadly I feel like a lot of us are missing that point in the world today. And finally, once you as an individual realize your insignificance, you can finally come to realize what your true significance in the universe is. The mind is truly the creator and destroyer of all. And that's something I truly believe, and I think that's one of the best quotes in this whole book that I said. Once you realize your insignificance and how little you actually matter, you can realize how, when we come together as a whole, how much impact we have. We all have a somewhat grand thought of who we are, or our ego, and we have to try and lose that and remember we are insignificant. We are all just people here passing by. We will die one day. But to make a actual significant change in this world, we have to come together as a whole to create something of lasting, meaningful impact. Because everything here today will get destroyed, but everything that has been created has started from the mind. Alright guys, well that's all I got for this video. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. If you guys haven't yet, make sure pick up a copy, available on Amazon, and then make sure you like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff, and check out the other social medias, Instagram, TikTok, and peace out.